Hello, my friend. How are you today? I
Good.
am here with my friend Jeremy, who I've met here on LinkedIn. And we have been chatting, and he has developed some very interesting and successful ways of marketing. And I know that anybody could be successful by using the personalization that Jeremy is a provider of and teaches you how to do. So, Jeremy, tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah. So thanks, Alan. I'm assuming you can hear me. We're good.
Yes, we're good.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, first, thanks for having me. I am a now entrepreneur. I spent 15 years in corporate America, but I, over the last 5 years, had this idea of creating what I call the wow effect, using gifts, using personalization, to create moments that clients and prospects remember. And it's all basis to start off from reading a book 5 years ago by John Rulin, a book called Giftology that I highly recommend anybody read if they're really serious about wowing their clients. Um, and I took that idea and, how do I make it compliant for the investment world? Because a lot of that book talks about thousand, $2,000, $3,000 gifts, which a financial advisor, or investment wholesaler, whoever I'm working with, would be on the front of the Wall Street Journal pretty quick for breaking the rules. So I kind of fine tuned it to that industry and created a book. We have a personalization guide coming out. I would say 9 out of 10 clients that I work with say, "Hey, Jeremy, here's what we're looking to do. How would you do it?" And we do some coaching as well to help kind of create those wow moments and personalized moments.
Yeah, and you have like you said, created your own book, and you have niched down to really working with people in the financial industry. So I like that you are really focusing on how to make sure that they stay compliant. I have worked with financial advisors before, and trying to keep in that compliance is such a factor for them that they're almost
Hmm.
afraid to do anything. So knowing that they can work with you and have that, although your ideas work for almost any industry. So um,
Yeah, I mean,
you
I have
gave me
clients outside the industry, but I mean, I would say the majority of them are in. And then also got to remember that's where I spent the last 15 years. So it's the industry I know best. But I do work with some other companies outside the financial industry, and they've had just as much success as a financial advisor would have implementing wow moments and personalization into their business.
Yeah. So while we're talking about financial industry, you should be willing to work with anybody who wants to implement this into your business.
Hmm.
You gave me 3 points, and I liked your 3 points. So let's go over the first point that you gave me. So, is the art of personalization creates moments that clients and prospects remember.
Yeah. So the whole point of that is there's this mantra in the financial advisor industry, KYC, know your clients. And when I speak to a lot of financial advisors, they know them on a financial level, right? They know their net worth, their age, their birthday, social security, their how they're going to distribute their retired income. But when you go a layer deep, start to talk about KYC on a personalization level, where they went to school, what like hobbies they like to do, what food do they like to eat, what type of coffee, how do they like their coffee made. That's the type of personalization we're talking about, is what can you really find out, or what do you really know about your best clients that you can take that information and use to your advantage. And same thing on the prospects side. Most prospects out there today have some type of social media profile, have some type of online profile. What information can you find out about those prospects that you can use as leverage to get the meeting, to get the conversation going? And end of the day, when you do that, the outreach comes way more memorable than your typical email, voicemail messages that I see from financial advisors. Is, I like to call it the J curve, right? If you think of an advisor's model, right? They have from January 1st to December 31st, they have their business model. Well, what happens on April 20th of this year, their best client out of the blue, gets a unique gift with a unique card from their advisor. That's when the wow factor goes up from that client service model. And they say, wow, my financial advisor really cares about me. And two, when I say remember, it also creates what I call referable moments. And that might be one of the points that I sent you to, but it creates a buzz about the advisor. So I tell advisors, when you're sending gifts to clients or prospects, try to do tangible items, coasters, water bottles. I've done some personalized whiskey barrels, personalized golf towels, anything that you can personalize that's tangible that the other potential clients of theirs could see. So take this example. Let's say you're a client of mine, Ellen. I have you over for coffee. My financial advisor made these nice family coasters for me, and they're out at my coffee table. We're having coffee, and you say, "Well, hey, well, those are pretty nice, Jeremy. Where'd you get those from?" And I say, "Oh, my financial advisor got it." And your head starts spinning like, my advisor doesn't do that.
Hmm.
He calls me at the stock tip every 6 months. Your advisor sent you nice coasters, and I might even say, "Hey, hold on a second. Let me go get the card he sent me with you, the coasters as well." So that's really what we're trying to do, is not only create moments that clients remember, but also moments that clients and prospects talk about.
That's so essential. And it's one of the things that you can do. Full disclosure, Jeremy is a Keep client as well. So we are figuring out how to put these things into his CRM so that he can easily pull up at the day of this recording. Let's say that the World Series is going to start tonight. He is going to be able to pull up which of my clients are pulling for the Astros, which of my clients are pulling for the Braves, and send them something, personalized message that says, "Hey, best of luck to your team," whether it's the Astros or the Braves. And we're not going to go into which one either of us is pulling for, because we don't want to make enemies of the other person. So,
Well, and
uh,
two, perfect point, Ellen. And I think too, you didn't have to do that. I think the Braves and Astros World Series was set up on Saturday. So you could have came in yesterday morning through your CRM, or using an email automated message, or even an SMS automated tool, to send out a quick text message to all your Astro friends, or all your Braves fans, if they have those in your book of businesses. Could have set it up at Monday morning, and had your assistant set up at 8 a.m. and forgot about it.
yeah,
And it
set
goes
it and
out at
forget it.
4 o'clock today, and bam, you have that effect, like, oh, go Astros, right? Or go Braves. So,
Again, the advisor knows me, and it's staying in compliance.
yep.
So the second point that we're going to go over today is that being intentional about creating can have significant impact. What kind of impacts have you seen, both either with your business or with one of your clients?
Yeah, so I'll scoot back and let's talk about the intentional part. Because I think when I talk about wowing a client, I think most financial advisors, their brain starts to kind of spin like, well, I got 400 clients. Like, I can't really wow 400 clients, and it would take up a whole quarter of your time to potentially wow all your clients. It's intentionally segmenting your book and making sure you wow those clients that are your best clients, either from a revenue standpoint, a referral standpoint, or clients that you just really enjoy, even though they might not be your best clients, that you like the clone to have more of them. So, being intentional on who you wow, but also to being intentional when you do it. Because what I found is, if you don't have an intentional game plan built into your business, what I tell financial advisors, start small, take one client a week, every week the same time. Say it's Monday at 10 a.m. You identify that client for 20 minutes. What do you know about them? Keep whatever you know about them, document it somewhere you can use for later, like Keep, or your CRM that you're using. And then buy a gift and create a card around it. And do that every week, and just kind of block it out so it happens. And I promise you, 90 days from now, it's 12 wow moments. If just by doing a gifting strategy, you're going to have some great responses, probably some more referrals coming from those clients, and you're on the road to making advocates out of them. So that's really what I mean. Once you're intentional about doing it, you're going to have a significant impact on your business. And perfect example, I just worked with a financial advisor on the East Coast. We did both clients and prospects. I helped him put together a game plan to go after, I think, 6 clients and 4 prospects. Maybe it was the other way around. He got 7 responses. I think 3 of them for clients. Excuse me, 3 of them were prospects, 4 of them were clients. So yeah, so it's 4 clients, 6 prospects. So half the prospects respond. All of his clients actually responded. So he's got 3 new clients in the pipeline, just by being intentional, using the information that they had about them and about their clients to create that wow moment.
That is true. And intentionality, I'm glad you pointed that out, because any of our marketing needs to be intentional. That's part of life cycle marketing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not just posting what you want to post, but what's the response that you need? What's the next step that you're sending that client to? Where do you want them to go after that? And knowing that intention throughout your marketing is so important with everything.
Yeah, and
Um,
I tell people too. So if you do clients and they don't respond, it doesn't mean it's not working. Just sometimes clients get busy. They open the gift, they get the wow moment, or whatever you may do for that wow moment, and their best friend calls them and they forget about it, right? And next time they come in the office, you might, hey, did you get that? Braves or Astro gift I sent you. Oh yeah, thank you so much. I showed everybody. Like they just maybe forgot to respond to it,
yeah,
and part of also being intentional, it doesn't have to be a gift. So in my wow moment book that we're going to talk about, it can just be some little touches when they come to the office. One of the financial advisors I used to work with when I was an investment wholesaler in St. Louis, um, every time I came in, on the sign was "Welcome, Jeremy Blubaugh." And after a while, he actually had a picture of me. He took a picture of me and had a picture of me and him. Can't wait to meet with you today. And that made me feel like $1,000,000. And I tell still to this day, that was 2014. I still tell that story. I remember
mm,
that moment with that financial advisor. That even though I was end of the day trying to sell him something, he still appreciated me. And I can't imagine what his clients felt like when he was probably doing that for their clients, or just a little another wow moment when they come to the office. If you know your clients love Starbucks and they love a vanilla latte, have a vanilla latte waiting for them. Or for your best clients, buy from Zazzle.com, buy a $9 personalized coffee mug with both his and her name on it. So it could be Bob Smith and Susie Smith, and have those coffee mugs with their name on it when they're meeting with you. Just these little type of intentional personalized wow moments can have some pretty big effects to your business.
the most important point I think that you made in there is that long lasting impact. You're still telling a story from 7 years ago. I can't tell you what I was doing 7 years ago, but you remember that story. And
Yeah.
so it is still something that, and how long did it take him to put something up on the board?
And
Five
he wasn't
seconds?
he probably wasn't even doing. He had I think 4 or 5. He was a fairly successful financial advisor, managed north of $500 million. I'm assuming he wasn't even doing the work. He just set the structure, right? He was intentional about the structure. Here's how we're going to implement, and put out the game plan, and his team, you know, implemented.
Yep. And making sure that your team knows what is going on and part of the marketing, and have it be a team concept of what you're doing with that marketing.
Yep, I agree.
So, um, so you've put all of these tips together,
Mm.
and you have a book that is an ebook that kind of gives people 50 tips of simple things that they can do, and they can get it at coinflipmarketing.com. 50 wow moments ebook. And so that will tell you a little bit more about the book and allow you to purchase the book right there on that page. So we hoping that you will tell people about this and really think about how you can make an impact. And if you're not creative like Jeremy is, he's put it all together for you.
Yeah, and that's when I created this book. Within my with mind was to actually create an actionable idea within the book with each wow moment. And I'll really start with the last wow moment, because the 50th wow moment really isn't a wow moment. It's actually 49. 50 is just saying pick 4 or 5 of them. It could even be 3 of them, and implement them in your business. And then once again, these small little touches will have huge effects, huge benefits over the long haul once you start to implement them in your business. But there's just from sending odd holiday cards. So instead of sending maybe a Thanksgiving and Christmas card, you do St. Patty's Day, July 4th, and Labor Day. And the reason why we recommend that here at CoinFlip is these are days where holidays that most likely they're not getting anything else in the mail from anybody they work with. They might be getting like an email from their mortgage broker or something like that, but they're not getting a physical card in the mail on July 4th or Labor Day. Whereas I'm thinking about the Christmas holiday coming up here in the next, 45 days. Just my
Mhm.
family, we're inundated with cards. And I love seeing everybody's family pictures, but it gets lost in the shuffle, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying don't send Christmas cards or holiday cards. I'm just saying if you really want to have a lasting impact, think small and think different. And that's just one of the tips in the book. And what's great about the book is down at the bottom of that wow moment, I think it's like 21, has 4 cards you can click on. It'll pull it up. It's linked. You can actually copy and paste the verbiage the pictures. It's really designed for you just to kind of copy and go to work and implement it in your business.
So again, you don't have to have the creative mind. You've got all the work done for you. It's just copy paste and
Mm-hmm.
get it going and figure out, okay, which 4 prospects am I going to target this month or this week
Yep.
to do that.
Yeah, and
I have.
one of the go ahead, sorry. So like one of the tools I recommend is using thanks.io, which I believe you use too, Alan,
Mhm.
is once again personalized, but a tool that you can automate, right? You can have your team. So how powerful would it be if you're not doing handwritten notes after every meeting? Thanks.io, you can go in there and create 10 different notes, 10 different
Mhm.
cards. And once that client leaves that room, or your office, I should say, or you get off a Zoom call with them, click of a button and poof, handwritten cards going out in the mail to that client specifically, using thanks.io. So once again, personalized but automated. When they come together, technology makes us look good. I love it. And if you have any questions, Eleanor, I can show you how thanks.io works. I mean, it looks
Works with
handwritten.
Keep.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So
Yeah. So one of our LinkedIn users says their vet does that. They have a
mm,
board at the front desk welcoming all of the
oh, I
pets
love
by
it.
name. And as a pet person, I know how much, you mentioned Pet Care Club, extra recognition. So, it's just a simple thing, but you remember, who is doing that, just welcoming them in, knowing who's coming in. And you're
Yep.
not just a number. How many times have we checked in somebody and they're like, oh, what's your name? They weren't even, they're anticipating, they know who's coming in that day. They're being very intentional.
Well, yeah, and actually, one of the wow moments is focusing on people's pets. Some people love their pets more than their kids.
Luckily, I
Jokingly,
don't have
right?
kids, so I can do that and
Yeah,
be okay.
yeah, you can do that, but it's knowing that pet's name, knowing what type
Yeah.
of treat that pet likes, or maybe knowing that the dog's sick or the cat's sick. Just sending a quick little note or a quick little hey, you know, how's Fluffy doing, right? Those are very powerful wow moments that are short, simple, and they can be done if you know the information. Once again, it goes intentional about the information you're documenting, where you're keeping it, and how you're using it.
Yeah, it's using the social media for good.
Yeah.
Those things that we like to share, make a note of it, being intentional for what they are.
Yeah, and I tell people too. So let's say Ellen's been a client of mine for 10 years. I'm the financial advisor. And let's say Ellen and I have never talked about LSU football, but I go into Ellen's Facebook page and see that she's a huge LSU fan. If you know anything about baseball, that probably gives away who she's rooting for tonight. A certain LSU player is on one of the teams, jokingly. Uh,
Yes.
but
Except I also lived near Atlanta for 2 years. So
I know, I get it. But it's using the information to your advantage. So if Ellen's been a client of mine for 10 years and all of a sudden out of the blue I ask her about LSU football, Ellen's not going to be like, oh, Jeremy, were you snooping around my Facebook page yesterday? No, I've known you for 10 years. You're very passionate about LSU. You talk about it all the time. I think even when I Zoom with you, you have an LSU background. Like it's just something in your life and you're passionate about, and you're just going to assume that I was listening to you, and I'm using that information to your advantage. Now, client comes in, it's been a client for a week, and all of a sudden you're sending them, hope you enjoy XYZ, whatever you found on the Facebook. Then yeah, you might come across a little bit of creepy, but it's being smart about how you use the information and where you use it.
yeah. So some great tools here. And thank you so much, Jeremy, for coming on with me today and
Yeah, thank
talking
you for
about
having
your
me.
book and a little bit about how we've implemented Keep with what you are doing and how to implement that. In fact, when you go to the ebook, your landing page, you're using one of our Keep landing pages. So we are going to say goodbye and thank you for watching by making one last point. Being intentional with your personalized moments and sending gifts that are thoughtful and individualized are going to have long lasting impacts. And whether that is a simple uh, text message that is sent out to a certain group of people, or whether it is actually a gift that you've put together, all of that can be put together as a marketing plan and help you grow your business. And both Jeremy and I want to help you do that. So we will see you soon. Jeremy, there is on coinflipmarketing.com, a contact form. Is that the best way to get in touch
Yep.
with you?
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Or, on LinkedIn, connect with
Yep.
either of us, and we will be happy to send you in the next direction.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me today, Alan. And thanks for
Thank
everybody for
you.
listening. Yeah.
All right.